Let's automate posting images from our web hosting drive over to Facebook and Instagram. You might not be aware that if you're renting web hosting that you probably have some disk space where you can put your social media images in order to find them during the automation and post them over to social media. And then you can delete them because once they're pulled into social media, then Instagram and Facebook host their copies of those images. But if you have a cPanel hosting and it looks something like this, or possibly it's more modern, and you click on File Manager, you'll see that you're put into the root directory of your domain. And your website is going to be in the public HTML area. That is where, for example, this is allgoodweb.com. And so if I were to say, show me what's at allgoodweb.com/interrolux, you would see a bunch of my images. Let me show you that. So you can actually see this directory in real time, and it's exposed to the public. It's fine with me. If somebody wants to steal my images, they need to, and I'm not going to worry about it. So in the file manager, you're able to then put your own images. It's not just your website. You can put, for example, your website name. You can call it anything you like, and we're going to use this directory right here, Facebook, Instagram. So if you're following along, I'll show you how to create a folder and upload your files. In cPanel, you'll go to File Manager, you'll double click into Public HTML, and then from there, you'll create a new folder by clicking the plus folder, and we're going to call this ABCDEF. So now we're going to have a folder that is at the root of our website /ABCDEF, and then we'll double click into that. We'll click the Upload button, select a file, select the file and open, close the pop-up, and now select Reload. So what do we have now? I'm going to double click this in order to copy and paste it. We have in our ABCDEF folder, we put a file named 30417 etc.png, and that's where we're going to refer to it when we look at it in the automation. So the make automation starts with some definitions. I use variable names and values of the exact same value in order to use variables instead of typing. This avoids typos, and I'll show you that in a second. Then, well, actually, I'll show you right now. So instead of saying what's the website and my typing interrolux each time, I select the interrolux variable, and then I know that I haven't made a typo because I'm selecting a variable instead of typing. The first real work that we're going to do is using the FTP search files. It's going to use my variables to construct a public HTML folder in FTP so that we go to public HTML, interrolux, Facebook, Instagram to find our photos. And we're going to return a maximum of 1, but you can do more than that if you want to run it in a batch. And then the next thing we're going to do is check to see that we did in fact get an image, and we're going to then parse that image file name using this pattern. And the way the pattern works is that everything inside the parentheses is what we're going to have returned. We're asking for a pattern of 3 digits followed by 0 or more of any character. And the question mark means don't search aggressively so that the search stops sooner instead of trying to go all the way to the end of the name to find what it's looking for. And then what we did was we said inside the parentheses, this is what I want you to return. But outside of the parentheses is the next thing I want you to find, but don't return. So it's going to find, let's say the file's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hyphen some value. It's going to find 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5 are a couple of more characters that it finds after that. But then it sees the hyphen, so it stops searching. And therefore it returns only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how we get our post ID. The next thing we're going to do is download the image from our web server so that we can process it. And then we're going to hand the image to ChatGPT, and we're going to say, analyze this image and describe it so I can use it in social media posts. And I should tell you that this came from Sabrina Romanoff. She's wonderful, and I'll leave her link in the description. You should check out her videos. Then we're going to go to WordPress and say, can I please have post 142? And that is going to get us the link back to the WordPress post for our social media post. Then we're going to create an Instagram post using the description of the image as our input. And we're going to say, craft a compelling Instagram post, make the caption inspirational. Then I have some pet peeves here. Don't say ing, don't say elevate, don't say transform, and do include the post back to the WordPress as a link. And we're going to do the same thing for Instagram. And we're going to craft a compelling Instagram post, and we're going to include the link at the end. Then we're going to use the create a photo post Instagram. You connect to your Instagram, you select your page, and then we're going to use those variables that we looked at. So what this says is web root is https allgoodweb.com. That's where I keep my images. Web root all higher. There we go. Web root allgoodweb.com. The website is in Terralux. Facebook Instagram is Facebook Instagram. So what we said was https allgoodweb.com/website/Facebook Instagram/file name. So that's where Instagram is going to get the image. Then it's going to take the ChatGPT Instagram result and also add this, learn how to Lux, and then a link back to the blog post. These ignore errors you get there by saying right click and then add an error handler. Ignore means that if any of one of these fails, keep going and try to do the rest of them. The Facebook is a create post with photos Facebook module, and it's going to look very similar to the Instagram. We're going to use the Facebook page ID, but that's the equivalent of if I said connect to my Facebook and give me that particular one. So it's a way to allow you to put this in a variable and then run multiple websites through one make automation. The photo is going to come from the downloaded photo that we downloaded in that download step. The message is the ChatGPT post. And then we're going to move the FTP file from its current path to the current path /posted so that it's no longer in the directory and the system will not find it the next time it looks for a file. And then we will create our Airtable entry for what we did. We are going to say this was the image description, this was the Instagram post, this is the Facebook post, the status is posted, the post ID is the value we got from parsing the digits, and the image URL is at this address. So let us run this. Okay, so the one it picked up was, let's see, it is post ID 10230. So here's 10230, it got moved, and let's see what it looks like. So it is the luxury green bedrooms, and let's go to Instagram, and there's a nice luxury green bedrooms photo, and there is our lovely post. Let's go to Facebook, and there is our lovely post, and let's look at our Airtable. Oh, our image is not there, we'll have to fix that. There's our description, our Instagram, Facebook posted 10230, and this is where it was. I think we should actually say /posted/ so that if we click this, we would get where it got moved to. All right, so let's look at the image attachment. Oh, got to add it in. So the file URL is the same as the one that we grabbed from here, file URL. And we can leave the file name blank and Airtable will generate. So let's do it again and see that we get an image in our Airtable. Okay, and we did not. What did I do wrong? Oh, of course, we moved it. We moved it, so of course it's not going to be there, right? It's going to be, all right, let's see if we have any more. Reload. That's up one level and reload. Okay, so let me put some images in there and then we'll run it one more time. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to copy an image from another directory into that directory. So this was Facebook, Instagram, copy the file. And now we have 15041. Okay, let's look at our Airtable again. There's our image. Isn't that nice? And we should still change this one to posted as well. So that is how you post from make.com using Airtable to Instagram and Facebook. Have fun.